Hi, I'm Lara, and today we're going to talk about possessive adjectives in German. So, possessive adjectives are used to show possession of a noun, and they're referred to as ein words because they'll follow the same patterns and take the same endings as the indefinite article ein, and there's a pronoun for every that corresponds to every personal pronoun. So let's refresh our memory on personal pronouns, and then we'll see what the corresponding possessive adjectives are. So our personal pronouns are ich, du, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, and of course sie with a capital S, which is our formal you. And the corresponding possessive adjectives are as follows. So for ich, we have mein, corresponds to English my. For du, we have dein, corresponds to English you, singular and informal. For we have sein, corresponds to English his. For sie, we have ihr, or her. For es, we have sein, which is its. For wir, we have unser, which is our. For ihr, we have euer, which is your, but informal and plural. For sie, we have ihr, their, and for our formal you, which is sie, we also have ihr, but with a capital I, okay, to indicate the formality. So we have three ears here, which could be a source of some ambiguity. So we need to pay attention to context when we see an ear, because the verb is what's going to tell us whether or not it's meant to be her, their, or your in a formal setting. So let's take a look at the endings and how they apply to adjectives. The possessive adjectives take the same endings as the indefinite article ein. And there is a plural form, okay, just like kein. So let's take a look at ein first. We have ein and einen for masculine in nominative and accusative, eine for both feminine nominative and accusative, and ein for both neuter accusative, nominative and accusative. And so we'll apply these endings to mein, for instance. So masculine nominative is just mein, but in the accusative, meinen, with the en ending. Feminine nominative, meine, and also an accusative, meine. Neuter, mein, in both nominative and accusative, and the plural form is meine in both nominative and accusative. Let's take a look at a couple more that don't look so much like ein. So we'll start with ihr. So masculine nominative is going to be ihr, and in the accusative, ihren, with our en ending. Feminine nominative and accusative are both ihre. Neuter nominative and accusative, ihr, and plural nominative and accusative, ihre. And this pattern repeats itself. Here we have unser, for instance, masculine nominative unser, masculine accusative unseren, feminine unsere, unsere, and so on. And here we have one more example, euer. So we have masculine nominative euer, and in accusative euren, feminine eure for both nominative and accusative, neuter euer, and plural eure and eure. So you may have noticed here that these ones don't look quite right, and that's because as soon as we add an ending to euer, we're going to delete the second e. Okay? So we had eure, but we deleted one e and get eure. Let's take a look at a couple more examples of how we would use them. Okay? So here we have meine Eltern essen Pizza. Eltern, plural. We have meine, which shows it's my parents, and they're plural, so we get the e on the end of it. Here we have it as a direct object where it's a neuter. Stephanie liest ihr Buch. Neuter accusative, so it just stays ihr, her book. And here we have another one that's a direct object. Die Kinder sehen ihren Opa. Opa is masculine, and he's the direct object here, so we are getting the en ending on ihren. And here we see die Kinder sehen, that's they. So we have here the verb that shows that it's actually their grandfather, even though ihr and ihren could be misleading. So in summary, to show possession, we use the possessive adjectives like articles, and we use the same endings as the ein for gender, case, and number. And that's everything that you need to know about possessive adjectives.